Hi, I'm Darlene Carman.
And I'm Doug Carman.
And welcome to the show. Sometimes one show is just not enough. We have back Gilian Altieri, founder of San Jose Ukulele Club, and Dave Fichtner, founder of Ukulele Club Silicon Valley, to play more music. Feel free to sing along. Hey, welcome back.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Now, I understand you both teach in your clubs. So tell us about the teaching part.
Well, I'm self-taught, and I figured if I can teach myself how to do it, I can teach others. And so what I did was I came up with a beginner session that consists of 4 lessons. The first lesson, I go into how to tune a ukulele, how to hold it, how to put your fingers on the, how to strum, do some basic easy strumming. And then we start with very easy 2-chord songs. And I have a syllabus on our website's homepage that I urge the students who are beginning to download so they know how to prepare for the class, because I do move rather quickly. My goal is to have them learn as many of the most frequently played chords, and that would be in the major, minor, and 7th chords. So each lesson, I expect them to learn at least 5 new chords before they come to each meeting, which is bi-monthly. So learning 5 chords in 2 weeks isn't too hard. But we do move quickly, and I do prepare songs that utilize those chords. And then what we do is after the lesson is finished, when we start in with the music, I start with the easy songs, 3 chords, 4 chords maybe. But then I do let everybody know that as the meeting progresses, the songs will get more challenging. But I tell them, if you don't know how to play a chord, just play an air chord. And nobody will know the difference. Or, you know, when we come to a chord that you do know, then play it. If you don't know it, then fine. But there's also a lot of members that will help you. You know, how do you play that? And I can see this going on throughout the group. So it's really rewarding.
It's easy. It's fun.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
It's
When you have that, it shouldn't be stressful.
Yeah.
And actually, I think the ukulele is one of the best stress relievers there is out there. Really.
What about you, Dave? You teach too?
Well, I do, but Gilian is much better than I. I start off every second Monday of the month at Dana Street Roasting Company with a basic lesson of 4 chords and 4 songs in 30 minutes. And so most of the people, and if somebody shows up and they never played ukulele before, I have 5 loaner ukuleles, and generally they're passed out every meeting. And there's always somebody new who hasn't ever played before.
Yeah.
And at the end of the meeting, most people, I mean most, it's probably 80% or more, can play 4 chords and 4 songs. And that's in 30 minutes. And then our first set is comprised of songs that have those chords in them. And so I teach them C, F, and G7. And with that, of the songs of the 60s, 70s, and 80s, you can only play about 3,000 or 4,000 songs that way with C, F, and G7. So they can play a lot of songs right off the bat and be very comfortable and very successful on the ukulele. Yeah. And then I tell them if they want to progress more quickly, go to U Club San Jose, and Gilian will tell them about a whole bunch more chords, or to go to different community centers around where they are people giving individual or giving lessons to groups.
Yeah, but they probably don't really need that because, you know, they have other people there in the club, I'm sure, is really happy to show them.
Everybody's always looking for somebody to get a lesson from my club, you know. And every week I'm asked about, will you give a lesson? And my answer is no. And so I said, well, who will give a lesson? And I have a list of people that will give lessons, or community centers where lessons are taught to groups.
Yeah.
That brings up a question for our audience, that there might be somebody out there in a particular community area, like the Villages or something, that might want to start a club just for their people up in that area. Could you kind of explain maybe the process? And is there any type of legal paperwork they might have to file?
Well, for me, no. I didn't do any of that. I wanted to start a club because there's a bunch of people that wanted to play together, have more time playing together as with ukulele. And so my first meeting had 12 people in it, and we continued to meet at my house. And then I thought, well, it would be better to be able to expand to a larger and larger group of people and let other people get to enjoy what we've come to learn and love.
Yeah.
And so I went around looking at different places. I ran into Nick, who owns Dana Street Coffee Roasting Company, and I said, well, what's your least busy day? And we interacted, and finally I talked him into opening up his club on Monday night, or his coffee house on Monday night, and we play then from 6:30 to 9, and people have to get there by at least 6 o'clock in order to get a seat. People now are showing up by 5 and 5:15 in order to make sure they have a seat for the evening. And there have been many groups that have spun off of our group. There's a group in Redwood City called the Sonia Dharma Players, I think is the name. And it's one of our members who decided that, you know, it would be nice to be able to entertain at a senior home that was right near their church. And so he started a group of, like, it was initially 6 people. I think he's got 12 now. And they practice weekly, and every month they give a concert at this center.
Well,
so that's basically it then? You just...
Well, what I did a little bit different. I started the club, again, like the first thing I had to find was a place that didn't charge a fee, a rental fee.
Sure.
Because we don't charge dues. We don't charge for the lessons. You know, the only thing I have is a little donation box that if people like what they've just enjoyed what they've been to, drop a few bucks in there, because it helps me defray the cost of the paper. We supply all the song sheets that people, so they can build their song books.
Sure.
The printer ink, which isn't cheap.
so everything's free.
Maintaining everything is free, right?
Wow.
And so that brings up to that point is that what I did was I went to the various community centers that are government run, and most of them wanted really expensive rental fees for their rooms. And we just didn't have that. But what I did find out was that if you are a nonprofit, the prices are much reduced. So I became, the San Jose Uke Club is now an unincorporated nonprofit organization. So for $10, you file it with the state, and you get that notification, so that if I ever did need to use a community center or something like that as an emergency case for our club, then I have that paper, so we can.
So you're unincorporated because you really don't have, you don't bring in anything. You don't have any operating fees per se.
Nope.
No paid. Paid staff or anything like that. Administrator or anything. It's just. Guys getting together, and you just want to be recognized as a group in the community.
I mean, if we charged membership fees, and I took a salary and claimed frequent trips to Hawaii, then as a business expense, then yes, we would.
Government all over.
Right.
But I don't charge anything with anything. I continue to look for new venues where I can go for free.
Right. We're always on the lookout for those.
Right. And the key thing that I'm looking for with a new venue is they've got to be able to have beer and wine.
Absolutely.
But I've not found one. Actually, I found one in between Gilian and I that can hold 200 people, but I haven't told her about this one yet.
I might have heard about it.
But the problem is that Silicon Valley is becoming so successful.
It is. We are a
traffic
hotbed of ukulele.
Right.
Well, speaking of ukuleles, we'd like to see some of the ukuleles that we didn't have time for last time. Can you share some of your beautiful instruments with us?
Okay, well, I have a couple more to show you, but this is my new one. This is a custom-made ukulele. Oh, this is made by a master luthier in Santa Cruz. His name is Rick Turner. And this is called his Compass Rose ukulele. He is known for making guitars for the likes of John Mayer and Lindsey Buckingham and Van Morrison. Wow. So he has quite a clientele. Willie Nelson brought his guitar for him to have him re-glue the top down but leave the hole in it. But he's in Santa Cruz, and he figured 7 years ago, if I'm making guitars, why not make ukuleles? So his ukuleles are, he brings his guitar luthieri into his ukuleles. For example, the neck is not glued on, it's bolted on.
Oh, wow.
And he has a truss rod going up the center here. So this thing is much heavier than, say, a Hawaiian uke. I did have his pickup.
See how heavy it is. Oh, it is.
Okay.
It's got, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
But this one I had made special for me.
Wow.
This one is made out of the woods that I wanted. This is Adirondack spruce, which is very, very bright sounding wood. But then to counteract that, you need a hardwood. And this is the first ukulele, he told me, that he has made. This is a bloodwood. It's very dense wood. It dulls your chisels and drills very quickly. But he did it. And what makes this also special is you can see it has a cutaway. So when I want to impress people, somebody told me that anybody who plays above the 5th fret is just showing off. But there are some songs where you do like to get up here, so that allows me to do that. And he also told me that this is the first ukulele that he put a slotted headstock on.
and it has a hole in it.
That's what it means, a
No,
slotted
I mean, over
headstock.
here?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
that's neat.
and he also puts a side port in his ukes. So I can hear the sound of the ukulele as I'm playing it. So,
Oh,
yeah.
now that's new to me.
Isn't that cool? And
It's like-
so, yeah, this is
I didn't know about that.
this is a
Also, Rick has another thing that is unique to Rick's ukuleles, which is if you look, I don't know if the camera can see this, but if you look right under here,
Right.
there's open space. So
It's called a cantilevered fretboard.
so the
There's a
fretboard
space.
floats
Oh,
over
yes,
the
I
over
See
the
how
body.
it's floating
Yes.
above? That
Yes.
allows the soundboard to vibrate
Oh,
more.
okay.
Just
And
like a
so-
violin. Same principle on a violin.
Wow.
He incorporates into his ukulele.
And Rick is the only one that has that on his ukulele.
I
Right.
see some more. That's great. I see
Right.
some
This is. I
beautiful.
brought these because they're used to be the ones I recommended for new players, but prices have gone up. But this is a soprano, this is a concert, and this is a tenor. Those are the three common sizes of ukuleles, and this has got a high G string. That has a low G string. Whenever I go travel, these are the normal two ukuleles I normally carry with me. If I go to Hawaii or someplace else where it's inconvenient to carry a ukulele case, I take this one, which is a soprano, and I actually just throw it in my suitcase.
And it is kind of narrow. It seems to be
And
more
right,
narrow.
it's called a traveling uke
travel uke.
because
Because
they
it's-
built it, but it's surprising
How loud?
how loud they are. This one, when I went to a bluegrass jam, I was warned that ukuleles are too not bright enough, not loud enough. So that first thing I did when I got there, I went. And he said, "You've corrected me." It was the first thing he said, because I was the only one there with a ukulele, so I knew who I was.
Well, you know what? It's time for some music. Oh, you've got one more
I was
going to
show you this one.
Okay, sure.
This it's an 8-string, which they have 6 strings, 5 strings, and 8 strings. This one has a high and low G, a high and low C, and then 2 strings that are the same for E and 2 strings that are the same for A. And so it has a very different kind of sound.
fuller sound.
And it was made by a kid who was a luthier for a ukulele manufacturer. And as a Christmas present, he was allowed to make his own ukulele with all the stock they had there. So he built an 8-string with 6 different kinds of woods on it. So, and he needed.
And you have it now.
Well, he needed money for school, and so I was lucky enough to be able to help him out and help me out too.
So we have about 13 minutes. I know you have one more instrument over there that you're going to show us, and then we'd love to hear some music.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. All right. Well, this is believe it or not, this is a bass ukulele. Kala came out with them a few years ago. It's tuned just like a bass ukulele, just like a bass guitar would be, but it's built on a baritone body. So you can hear.
Whew. Rich.
People are always amazed. How can you get that sound? These strings, they're like vacuum cleaner belts, but they're called pahoehoe strings. They're specially made for the U bass, and
Nice.
because what we find with ukuleles is the lowest note is middle C, which is the center of your piano keyboard. And then the other, it's only 2 octaves, so you're in the upper registers. And that's what gives it, I think, that happy sound, because it is in the higher notes.
Yeah.
But what the ukulele does lack is bass to ground it. So what we're finding now are a lot of ukulele clubs are bringing in bass players, just to not only to fill out that sound, but also to provide the tempo. It's usually the
Sure.
bass player that sets the
Yeah.
beat for the
Oh, yeah.
song.
That slows Gillian down.
They should blame me on that. He's the one who goes at 150 miles an hour. So anyway, we're going to play a song where so you can hear what the bass ukulele sounds like.
Which one did you want?
Let's do Down on the Corner.
Okay.
All right. This is good old Creedence Clearwater here, Down on the Corner. Is that right? Is that the one I want to do? Yep. Okay. Here we go. Hope the bass sounds okay. All right. So, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Early in the morning, just about supper time.
I can't.
4 kids on the corner trying to bring you up. Willie picks a tune out and he blows it on the harp. Down on the corner, out in the street, Willie and the poor boys are playing. Bring a nickel, tap your feet. Brewster plays the washboard, people just gotta smile. Blinky thumps the gut bass and he solos for a while. Poor boy twangs a rhythm out on his calabazoon. Willie goes into a dance and doubles on a kazoo. Down on the corner, out in the street, Willie and the poor boys are playing. Bring a nickel, tap your feet. Are you ready for the groove? Down on the corner, out in the street, Willie and the poor boys are playing. Bring a nickel, tap your feet. You don't need a penny just to hang around, but if you've got a nickel, won't you lay your money down? Over on the corner, there's a happy noise. People come from all around to watch the magic boy. Down on the corner, out in the street, Willie and the poor boys are playing. Bring a nickel, tap your feet. Down on the corner, out in the street, Willie and the poor boys are playing. Bring a nickel, tap your feet.
Oh yes,
Maybe we should rehearse that one.
Maybe, yeah. We've all of 2 times.
You want to stick with Creedence?
Let me see.
Or you want to do the, you want to do your
Yeah.
picking element with
that one. Okay.
with I Like Ukuleles.
That's a fun song.
Let's do I Like Ukuleles.
I like ukuleles.
You have to trade ukuleles.
Yeah.
Of course, I hadn't heard of this song until 2 days ago, but it's a fun song. So expect me to screw up.
Yeah, this song is written by Joe Brown. I think it's written by Joe Brown. He's an English musician, really good pals with George Harrison. And he has a CD out of just ukulele songs. We're finding a lot of rock stars are coming out with ukulele albums. You know, Eddie Vedder of Pearl Jam, he just has one of ukulele songs. The song that really got the ukulele in young kids interested in the ukulele was that song by Train, Hey Soul Sister. People saying, what instrument is that? Well, it was the ukulele, played all the way through.
My daughter plays with a group in Southern California where the individual does a cover band of Bob Dylan. He looks more like Bob Dylan than Bob Dylan, and sounds more like Bob Dylan than Bob Dylan, and like Bob Dylan maybe sounded 30 years ago. And my daughter does, what's her name? Joan Baez. You think I could remember that? Anyway, my daughter plays the ukulele with that band. Anyway, so are you ready?
All right.
Count it in?
Okay, ready. I like ukuleles. It's a really cute song. We at the San Jose Uke Club, we always end our meetings playing this song. So that's how it goes. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, I like ukuleles. They always make you smile. Whatever trouble comes your way, it'll be okay in a little while. Just plick a little tune now. It's easy if you try. Just a couple of chords and a flick of the wrist. And you start to wonder why you've never tried this before. It'll open a door to something that you thought you couldn't do. And take it from me, that little jumping flea will cheer you up and chase away your blues. So give me a uke, I want a ukulele. It speaks to me, saying please, please play me all through the day. And all on my own, I'll be strumming away till the cows come home. So play your ukulele, don't keep it to yourself. Your moans and groans will fade away. They should stick 'em on the national health. I love my ukulele. It's always been a friend. I'll hold it tight and keep it close right to the very end. So give me a uke. I want a ukulele. It speaks to me, saying please, please play me all through the day. And all on my own, I'll be strumming away till the cows come home. Oh, ready?
Well, do you think I screwed that one up enough? But this is actually one of the things Gillian and I, we hadn't played before until just 2 days ago. And we've been jamming around playing. It's been fun. That's what you get with playing ukulele. And I like to go to her club. Unfortunately, I live in Portola Valley. And to go to San Jose in her club during traffic hours, it takes me 2 hours. It only takes me 30 minutes to get home. But
You want to?
we're going to do that? Or
Yeah, let's do a nice easy
looking
one.
out my back door. You want to do the bass line?
Nah,
No?
nah, I've got Rick Turner's office assistant, when she saw this going into the spray booth, she sent me an email and she goes, "Wowie!" So that's what we call this. This is now Wowie. So I'm going to play Wowie. All right, I'll finger pick.
You got to live up to that.
I know I do. I don't deserve this ukulele. All right, here we go. Ready? All right. This is called The Garden Song by David Mallet. It's a pretty song. Okay. 1, 2. Okay. Okay. Inch by inch, row by row, gonna make this garden grow. All it takes is a rake and a hoe and a piece of fertile ground. Inch by inch, row by
row. Someone bless these seeds I sow. Someone warn them from below. Till the rain comes a-tumbling down. Pulling weeds, picking stones. Man is made of dreams and bones. Feel a need to grow my own till the time is close at hand. Grain for grain, sun and rain, find my way in nature's chain, till my body and my brain to the music from the land. Inch by inch, row by row, gonna make this garden grow. All it takes is a rake and a hoe and a piece of fertile ground. Inch by inch, row by row, someone bless these seeds I sow. Someone warn them from below till the rain comes a-tumbling down.
Thank you for watching the show. I hope you had a great time. Just music's in our souls. And Dave and Gillian, would you mind playing us off the air?
Sure. Okay. All right, you ready?
1,
Two.
2, 3, 4. Oh, my love, my darling, I've hungered for your touch a long, lonely time.
And time goes by so slowly, and time can do so much.
Are you still mine? I need your love. I need your love. Darling, speed your love to me. Lonely river slow to the sea, to the sea, to the open arms of the sea.